why did we decide to sell Keeva? I've been meaning to answer this for a while now. We decided to sell Keeva last year in 2024. In the summertime, she wasn't quite herself, and subscribers know quite a bit more about it, and quite a few followers will remember that we had some really interesting herd dynamics. Keeva's always been she's always been the big boss. She's been the most dominant mare, but also the one which decides where everybody goes. They all followed her. I always described her as having the gravitational pull of the sun. She was such a strong character, and last year she just sort of lost that a bit over the summer, and she didn't seem quite herself, quite happy, and didn't look to be moving that well in her back end. So we observed for a while, we consulted the vet, and it was suspected that she's possibly got the start of arthritis in her hocks. I mean, she's turning 16 this time. A vet once told me anything over the age of 10 has probably got some arthritis, so it isn't unexpected for her to start showing some stiffness in her joints. On the fell, they run as a big herd, and when they decide to run, they leg it across the whole fell. And I felt that she was struggling to keep up when they did that. She'd stopped being the lead. Andy here was doing more of the deciding where the herd goes, and Keeva was kind of just following along. And I was worried for her that she wouldn't be able to keep up, or would struggle to keep up, or would feel stressed about keeping up at the times when they move quickly across the fell, particularly with having a foal at foot, particularly over what can be quite rough, steep ground. I just worry that she isn't strong enough in her back end to do that, or would be able to do it but would feel stressed by it. Like, that's not a way to go. And it was signal to me that the fell isn't the best place for her in the longer term. We started her on a supplement, and that really helped, and she really came back to herself after that. That's a really good sign that it can be easily managed, but it's still a signal that perhaps the fell isn't the best place for her in the longer term. So we needed to think, what is best for Keeva, and finding somewhere where she can settle in and be just a little bit more pampered, not totally pampered, but just a little bit more, and continue her job as a brood mare, but just more gently. So we got in touch with somebody who'd bought brood mares off us in the past. So we had previously sold 2 brood mares. One was Patrick's sister. We got her before Patrick, and then we got the opportunity of getting Patrick, and she's half sister to him. So, and she also wasn't thriving on the fell, so another mare where the fell wasn't really the best place for her. And equally with the fact that she was Patrick's sister, so we couldn't breed her with our new stallion, we decided to sell her. And then a couple of years ago we sold Paddy's mum for very similar reasons to Keeva, just not quite keeping up with the herd easily, and a situation that we don't want a mare to be in, really. It's a private home with a vet, no less, where they are brood mares, but they're brood mares under slightly more pampered circumstances, where they're not ever required to cover rough ground or cover at speed. This is brilliant news for Keeva. It probably isn't for the other 2 mares, because she's definitely going to go there and boss them, and they've probably really been enjoying not being bossed by Keeva, so they'll be like, oh, she's here, brilliant. But for Keeva, it's perfect, because we know it's a really good home. She's going to have turnout, she's going to have a stable, she's going to have company with mares, she's in the care of a vet. It's ideal. And while she could definitely be okay on the fell for a little bit longer term, it isn't ideal for her, and it's just going to be worry for us year on year, watching her. Is she coping, making sure she gets a supplement, worrying if the herd takes off, is she stressed, can she keep up? This is the ideal solution for her. I mean, we've had Keeva for 5 years now, and she owes us absolutely nothing. She's been an absolute champ. I mean, what a legend. She's just ruled that fell with like an iron hoof. I know that you all will miss her, and we will, but it's the best move for her future, and we have to make the decisions which are right for the ponies, and of course for us, and for the facilities that we've got and the home that we can provide for her. And although we have the barn and the barn field, it's a real limited resource, and we primarily operate by having the herd on the fell, and if a pony doesn't fit into that setup, it may not be that we are the right match for that pony for the longer term. So this is the right move for Keeva. We're so happy for her, and I'm so confident that where she's going is going to be ideal for her remaining years, and we just hope that we're doing right by her. And yes, she's going to leave a big she'll leave a big Keeva size gap, which I think Sunny is working hardest to fill, but we are really confident that it's the right move for her. I hope you all can understand. I know you all do understand, but I know that you'll miss her just like we will.